What's going on, folks? Welcome to the Friday edition of my streaming broadcast of my upcoming game, Volley Village. So, let me catch up to speed here. Well, first thing you might notice is the screen. You can actually see that I've finally set up the blackjack stuff. So, for anyone that comes along on Twitch, if you'd like to actually play some blackjack, I have that configured now. So, yeah, we can try it out. Actually, I'm going to play a little bit just to get started here. Play a quick hand. As you see, I'm already logged in. All you got to do is hit exclamation point, blackjack, boom, and you're going to grab one of those positions. So start with a bet of 5. There you go. 10, it's got an ace. 16, yeah, better hit. So it'll be a hit. And I bust. No, I had nothing anyways. I should have stayed. So, but yeah, you may have seen I was working on it a few days ago and pretty much got everything in place now, with the exception of you still can't split. I'm gonna add that later on. I have some of the code in place, but it's not fully functioning yet, so I decided to leave it out. So, you know, if you get a pair of aces, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to hit on it. But in the future, I'll actually have the split ability, so you'll be able to do the 2 hands. Excuse me, but oh, and then also I'm gonna do a high score table that'll appear at the bottom there on the screen. But I almost got that set up, but it was not quite ready for prime time, so I just decided to hide that for the time being. But yeah, so if you guys come around, want to play some blackjack, here it is waiting for you. So it'd be kind of cool because this will actually save the progress. So when you come back, the high score table will be perpetual. As long as I'm on the same machine. I gotta figure out a way to transfer it when I go from my desktop to the laptop and back again. But at least for the time being, it'll be where it is. But so if you stop by and want to give it a try, jump on in. You can see the instructions right there. But in the meantime, so let me tell you where I am. So kind of cool news here. I finally got around to doing an update. Let me drag this over here. Pop that over there. Throw this back down. So yeah, so if you're interested in trying out Volley Village and you're on Android, then you're in luck. It's still in beta, of course. There's still pieces missing, and I apologize, I did not update the screenshots, but you know, it's close enough that it's not going to throw you off. But anyways, it's here, it's free. If you want to download it, give it a try. You can see it is updated as of today. Hooray. Ooh. Oh, hey, I'm going to crank the camera here. Sorry. Hang on one sec. There we go. Okay. So yeah, just upload a new version a day. Yeah. It says I'm over 100 people. I actually think it's 100 on here, but actually if you look at my true stats, it's more like over 300 now, which is mainly people downloading it off of torrent sites, which is kind of funny considering it's free and available, but oh well. So yeah, if you want to give that a shot, it is waiting for you there. I'll continue to update it much more frequently than I did last time, which was about 4 months worth of delay. So but yeah, give it a try if you want to. But what we're gonna try and get to tonight is as I think I showed before, when you play an online game, you can choose your mascot. And let me bring this up here. What it's doing right now is I don't even have the other characters loaded for the mascot. So, oops, wrong ones. Pardon. There you go. So this is your mascot, and then when you play an online game, at the beginning and the end, that mascot shows up to sort of taunt the other player. And then at the end of it, you can choose how you want to respond, either respectful, disrespectful, or neutral. And each one has unique animations to it. So right now, I only have the male warrior character available. So if you even choose one of these others, you can do it. You can drop them in, but it's going to completely disregard it and just drop them in. So I'm going to try and set some of that stuff up tonight. If you can see over here on the side, this is my mechanism structure for my regular villager guy, for the male warrior, and I'm going to replicate this for the other characters. I'm just going to go to 10 o'clock, so we'll see how much of this I can get. I think I may be missing an animation or two, so I may have to bounce over into Maya and bang out a couple of quick animations to fill in the gap. So I think it may be just like idle stuff. So nothing too involved, but I just play it by ear. I'll just go ahead and go in this order. So I'm going to go, he's done. So I'm going to start messing with her. Let's see. So let me come out of here and then let me go into my characters, Middle Ages, Female Warrior. Yeah, so here's her standard for the in-game low-res character, which is all good. And in the high-res, you can see there's not much going on here. It's not even properly named. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, so this first one should be actually a taunting idle animation. I can always start with and then also return to later on. But right now, I don't have that loaded. I actually may not even have one of it. No, I don't. Taunting. Yeah. Nope. So I have her animations, right? So all the characters have 3 different taunts distinctly. So each one has different styles. She has a shaking the fist. She has a, you know, taunting kind of listening motion. And then one which is, she yells. But you see I am missing an idle. So let me knock one of those out real quick. I think what I'll do is I'll load up the male warrior just as a quick reference. So let me let this load up. Once again, I'll keep going as long as my computer goes. If you've watched any of my previous broadcasts, you know that my computer does like to misbehave and lock up. We'll see. I'll keep going. If it does, give me a couple minutes and I'll come back. But I don't know. Keep your fingers crossed. Maybe it'll behave tonight. Alright, open scene. So, as I was saying, let's go ahead and let me get my directory here. Since I lost my map drives, I had to go to an actual IP just to get to my NAS drive, which is insanely annoying, but I think I'm actually on the verge of just throwing in the towel and building a new machine. This one's getting a little long in the tooth. The drive says it doesn't have any issues, but it sure does act like it does. So it may be time to make the shift to SSD. What do you think? Okay, I'm behind the curve on that, I guess. Alright, so Volley Village. We're going to look at... Oops, not renders. Whoops, hit wrong. Scenes. Characters. Middle Ages. And then I'm going to start off with the warrior. And then, let's see, taunting. Let's see, do I have... Maybe it's just the... Oh, there he is. Taunting idle. And once again, I lost the texture, but I'm not going to bother putting the texture back on this guy right now. I just want to get the timing, see what I did for this. Yep, just a simple little float there. And I did over, yeah, 25 frames. Yeah. Yeah, I just did them on the 6s. So I'll do something similar for her. So it's just 25 frames. Keys on the 6s. It's nothing that complex. It's just the idle motions really don't get that much play anyways. Actually, I guess. Sorry, I'm kind of falling off the screen here a little bit, aren't I? Let me drag him back. There you go. Okay, so 25 frames on the 6s. So let me go ahead and open female character rig. Come back up one more. Female warrior. And what? Taunting. Don't want to save. Didn't change anything there. Okay. Yeah, I have an animation, but I can just clean off those frames, so I'm cool with that. But I would actually like to see some textures on her. So let's get those back active again. There it is. Oh, and if you notice, I finally got some music going. I think I mentioned before I was getting knocked because I was using streaming soundtracks, and I was getting audio blanked on some of my video on the recording. So I've now switched it over to just, you know, low volume chip tunes. So there you go. Hopefully that doesn't hack off anyone and I don't get silenced again, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, texture. So let's go images, characters, medieval, female warrior, and I want to color too. I do. Open that one. There she is. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. And we're taunting, call it taunting idle 1. Come on, there we go. Okay. There, okay. Now we can get just the controllers. Delete. And I'll do the same thing here. I'll drop this to 25. There we go. And then as I was saying, it's on the 6s. So I'm going to do a very expedited idle cycle. I mean, it's not very polished. There's not going to be a ton to it. But this is, once again, the idles get shown very briefly. So I'm not going to put that much love into it. So what I'll do is, actually, I'll just start with, I'm just going to do like a little circular motion. So I'm just going to wing it here, like this. Oops. Yep, that's not right. Starting 0. Try that. Yep, that's terrible. But we can start smoothing that out. So Windows, graph editor. There we go. So we want this arc that ends here. We want that to flow. So I'll adjust that. Yeah, you can see. Boop. There you go. So that way it continues that up and down arc and doesn't hit a point. Yeah, this guy like that. There we go. Maybe adjust this a little bit. Oops. That one. Ooh, about like that. Maybe get this one so it's a little smoother. Tweak this just a little bit. There we go. I'm still gonna probably do some changes on this, but that should be enough of a good start. Move that out of the way for a second. Yeah, okay, we're flying up, so I want to check the Y. Oh yeah, here we are, aren't we? Okay. That's more like it. Listen. Alright. Still think we're kind of popping up. I mean, once again, very, very simplistic kind of. But, you know what? Actually, I think I'm going to just spread this out. 28. Slow this down a little bit. Hey, what do we got? Commander Root. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. I'm not sure if you're on the Twitch or Mixer. I'm doing a multi-stream. I just started doing that, and I don't know if I have everything set up correctly, so it's kind of hard to see where the people are hiding out. I also have the YouTube stream, so you could be on either one of those, but thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. All right. Trying to get to that magical 50 number where I can get closer to being an affiliate. That, and I also have to get more people watching my stream in general, but yeah. If I'm an affiliate, I'm an affiliate. If not, I'm doing this anyways. This is kind of fun. Okay. Let me spread this out. Boom. Alright. Try this out a little bit. Alright, see what this looks like. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once again, it's not Pixar. But I think it's good enough. Maybe I won't have her bounce so low. So let me come up to the translate Y, and I'll scale this so her dip doesn't go as much. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then I could do something where I kind of work off of just the cog here, you know, just the pelvis, and let that, you know, kind of drive the rotation like that. But because I'm just doing this down and dirty, I'm actually going to cheat a bit and just focus on the torso and just let that provide the body rotation. I guess I could maybe just, I could give a little bit of a bank to it. So, we'll say like she's leaning into a little bit, drops down, and then leans back like that. That's a bit much, but it's a good start. So yeah, you can see how it's going flat here, but then it shoots up there, and that's something we can actually see it pop. So we fix that by rotating this down, rotating this up a little bit, and that smooths that curve out. Yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah, and then what I'll do is just start rotating the torso to kind of counter that. So let's take that over here, and then so I start in the first frame. The next one will be 6. Kind of come up with her a little bit, and then 13. Yeah. 20. Let's come over to 20. Kind of lean back into it a bit. And this may be too much of a quick motion, but we'll see. And we will adjust. Yeah, she's doing like this wicked turn right there. So if I start the turn here, and then maybe have her start coming back that way. Okay, I think that's gonna be a bit much here. Try that. Okay, I think the general motion is good. I think we got some pops, so I can go in and start going, cleaning that up. So I'll start with the lower guy here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that would be a definite pop. So when you see that quick motion, that's a sign right there. I'll preemptively kind of drag this, so get a little smoother motion on that. So it's not as much of a quick push into that. Maybe adjust that a little bit. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry, I had that off screen, didn't I? Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so what I was doing was just, this one was actually like straight down like that. And that was one of the reasons it felt like it was popping at one point. So I cleaned that up. This one actually looks pretty good. When the keys are this close together, Maya likes to flatten it. But in this case, actually I want it to dip a little bit. So, like that. Just get a little more flow. Same here. I want these guys to dip a little bit, and then once again you can see how this is flatlining here, so it's going flat, but then it drops straight down, which is not what I want. I want that to flow again, so maybe like that. Don't want to have too much of a sharp arc, so I'll do it that way, and then this one I'll bend down. There we go. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Okay. Yep, it's kind of funny. It looks kind of ugly at this point, just without the other head and the arms kind of counter rotating to it. Just seeing the torso motion, it'll throw you sometimes. It'll look like the animation is completely way off, but you know, once the other stuff starts dropping in, it'll start looking prettier. We hope. Otherwise, there's always starting over. All right, kind of the same thing. This is what the one looked like before for the lower torso. So I've smoothed out that, and then I did a dip here, like so we get a nice flow. And then, yeah, split the difference. And then kind of smooth that out again. Same situation here. I really want that to flow up, so I tweak that. I want this to dip, like so. It might be a bit much. Let's see. Flatten this a little bit. Oops. Flatten that. Like that. There you go. Shift that. There. Okay. And then this guy, we did it this way on the other one. Yep. Yep. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the sharp pops like that. I mean, especially for different poses if you're doing, like, going into a solid pose. But because this is an idle, just a bouncing idle, I really want that all to be smooth. So now that we got that, let's see what she looks like here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really doing anything with her going forward and backwards, but I think it's going to be fine because we're going to see her in a 3/4 angle like this or like this. So I think that's fine. You can see the head's kind of locked in right now, so it has that weird rotation, but that's what we're going to do right now, is just sort of start counter animating the head to the body. So let's grab this and figure out where we're going. We're going to 6. And yeah, if I wanted to really refine it, I could do all these keys and then start doing offsets and all kinds of tweaks. But once again, you know, there's just so much to crank out, and I'm still just banging this all out, so I make compromises. I mean, this is not something that I would be turning in as final animation on a paid project, but I'm being a little more lenient. Try that, and then should be the last one. Yeah. All right. Okay, that's good. I'll get like a dip here, so it's, and we'll see how far we can push it. Try this. All right, here. And that. Don't let it come up so fast here. Yeah, I think it's still pretty snappy there. Let's try that. Yeah, okay. Get a little, I'm going to try just a little bit of a head rotation here. Come back a little bit. Alright. Alright, it's a good start. It's a good start. I'm going to smooth it out, and then we'll start doing some tweaks here. So bring my graph editor back in, start smoothing this. Boom, that might be a bit sharp, but we'll see. Yeah. Tweak this. Once again, nice flow. Just trying to avoid pops. Like that. Yeah, animators tend to spend a lot of time in the graph editor, but normally it's sort of like further down the line. But since I'm doing this pretty fast, it's not bad. That's a little fast. Try. There we go. Yeah. I think that might be good. Once again, it's just an idle. You know, it's nothing that we got to be too wrapped up in. All the better animations already knocked out. This one is just a simple little placeholder kind of thing. So, okay. Good. Let's go ahead and move on. You know what? Let me I don't there. Let me save. Don't want to lose anything. I got autosave going in my in theory, but I never trust it. So definitely save. Okay, so let's start playing with the hands. Once again, as I mentioned before, most animators prefer arms to be in forward kinematics, FK, but because I like to work really quick on this kind of stuff, I'm working with IK, which, you know, preference. I don't think there's truly a right or wrong answer. I think you can get fantastic results with either approach, you know. Alright, so let's start looking at how the body moves and let the arm kind of go counter to it. So I'm just going to work on an initial arc, and then I'll start smoothing out the other directions afterwards. So we go 13. You know what? Actually, I don't think I want to go back. I think I want to go forward here. Right. Let me try that. Let that be the loop that way. Yeah, we'll see. I may have reversed it. I mean, I like doing little circular flows. Excuse me. Okay, 20. Yeah, I don't know how good this is going to be here. Not as terrible as I thought it might be. I can also do, Maya has motion arcs, so I can do the circles. Sometimes I use them, but they tend to get in the way for me sometimes, and they can slow updates. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it be, but I'm just going to go with what I got here. Yeah, I think the arc this way is going to work. Yeah, I mean the pop you see right here, where it looks like it comes to a standstill, that's just the graph editor doing those smooth outs. So if we look here, you should see that one's okay. But that's the X, which we're gonna fix here in just a second. But okay, Y is okay. It's probably the Z. Yeah, see here it is. See how it flat lines on both sides? We don't want that. We want it to keep moving, so it doesn't have that like where it looks like the hand comes to a momentary stop. So like we want it to look more like this. So it flows on both sides. Move that back over, and now we should get it. There we go. Yeah. So we have a nice little counter rotation there to the body motion. That's good. And I'll start doing the hand here in a second. I want to work on the arm motion first. So now that that's looking okay, I'll come at the front here, and this is probably going to be ugly for the moment. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is actually come in, out, and back. It's like that. Yeah, it's a bit fast there. Okay. Now we clean this up again. Actually, I can do two at the same time. Do it that way so that it's truly perfectly in sync. Maybe bend this a little bit. Bend that a little bit. I think that's okay. Maybe tweak this a little. Get a little more of a curve there. That one's still okay. Yeah. Cool. I think that's there. So I think arm rotation is looking pretty good. I could, you know what? I could give a little life to the shoulder just to really sell that motion a bit more. It doesn't take that much effort, but I think it helps reinforce the gesture. So all I'm gonna do is just come up with a little bit like that. 13. A little bit more there. I'm going to start heading back down. Alright. And I can dial it up. If it doesn't register at all, if it's too subtle, then I can just dial it up some more, but that might be a good start. So oops. Let me see. You know what? I may come this way so it goes a little under that way. Just a little bit more flow. Same here. Let this rise up, which means I gotta rise this one up to match. Boom. And then smooth this a little bit. Like that. And he looks okay. Alright. Move it out of the way. Let's see what the shoulder looks like now. Yeah, and just bear in mind that, you know, I mean, this may not look fantastic from all angles, but what I'm really focused on is because she'll either be viewed from this 3/4 angle or this 3/4 angle. So that's basically where my focus is going to be, just in those two key angles. Okay, save, and I'll bounce over here to the left hand. Do the same thing. Yeah, I think I'll let them actually go kind of in tandem. I mean, if I wanted to, I could do like a little offset, but nah, I'm going to keep them more consistent. Like, just kind of follow the same style I did with this guy. 13. down with a little bit, maybe. And then back up. Yeah. Might need to smooth that out. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. No, it's not terrible. No, actually, that's pretty good. For not doing any smoothing, that actually came out okay. Okay. Let's play with this a little bit. Yeah, definitely want to grab this guy. That's our Y, that's our up and down. So we want that to keep flowing like that versus hitting like that. So by smoothing those, I get more of a nice flowing motion. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Yeah, and there's a little bit of offset to it too. It's subtle, but it's there. And then right now there's nothing going on in the X. I'm going to introduce that now. You can see how this one does that little look outward. I'll do the same over here. Kind of both going in this way because you don't want them to kind of go like this. Otherwise it looks a little funky. They're like doing a... Then you get the wax on, wax off kind of Bonsai Danielson thing, which is not what I want for her. So I'm going to come out with that. And come in a bit more, I think, on this one. Yeah. Yep, yep. Ooh. Definitely going to smooth that out. That was pretty hitchy there. Okay. Cool. Alright, and then now that I have the arms looking pretty good, I can just let the hands do a little bit of a overshoot just to balance this out. So, should lift it so it come down with a little bit. Actually, you know what? Just subtle. And then this one will come further in. Let that come out a bit. Yeah. There you go. And that's your prototypical idle kind of motion right there. Alright, I'll do the same for this guy. And what I'm doing is I'm just looking at the arm motion and I'm just thinking in terms of like drag, you know. So if the arm goes this way, I'd come down with it. Like it's, you know, it's like heavy on a string or something like that, and then come a little bit more, and then I think I may want to go that way. Push that a bit further. Yeah. Yep, yep. And then I can further accentuate it by doing the fingers a little bit too. They don't show up that much. I mean, that starts getting into the minutia, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's a nice little subtle thing. So I'll at least do the fingers. I may do the thumb, but at least the fingers. So in this case, the hand's coming, boom, it's coming back towards her, so I'll let the fingers kind of lag behind. Maybe tuck them in a little bit more in the beginning. Ooh, that might be a bit much. That only, and as I was saying before, if I wanted to spend the time, I could do some offsets with it. You know, where I could physically offset the frames, and you get a more of that drag kind of look. But you know, too many characters, too much animation, too little time, too few people. So you know, I go simpler. You know what? I will do the thumb. Why not? So, this one, now I'm looking at the side. See how the hand's moving that way, so I'll let the thumb kind of, like, gravity pull it that direction a bit. Go to 13. maybe. And then 20. The hand's coming away, so I'll let the weight just kind of pull it out like that. And then it's going to pull it back in the end. Yeah. Yep. Alright, I don't think I did anything on the left shoulder. Nope, I didn't. So let me go ahead and add a little life to that as well. So it's 6, 13, 20. This one, she's coming back, so I'm going to actually throw it back a little bit too, in that direction. 6, 13, what did I say, 22? 20. 20. Oops. You go to 20. There we go. Drop it down, and then it comes back up at the end. Actually, that's not bad. That's a lot more motion on this one. I may adjust the right shoulder to match that because I kind of like that. There's a lot of life going on there. Maybe a little too much. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of getting into the wet noodle kind of look. So let me pull that back a little bit. Easiest way is to bring the graph editor. Come up the rotation for that z-axis. Let's see. Yeah. So what I'll do here is just scale these back so it doesn't go as extreme. Let's see how that. Yeah. Alright, and I did notice a little sharpness to that, so I'm going to bring the graph editor back out and smooth those curves. Yeah, like this guy. Come on. Like this guy. Oh, I was in scale still. My fault. Maya's laughing at me. Maya's going, it's not my fault this time. Alright. That's good. Okay, this one will flatten. Like that. And then let this rise up instead of going flat. Let me bring this down a little bit so it's not as extreme there. Smooth this out. Yeah. Alright. This one is already arcing up, but this guy isn't. So we'll try and match that a bit. Give this a little more smooth curve. There we go. Yep. Alright, I'm going to give a little flavor to the fingers here, and then save it and export it and move on. Might shrink that down a little bit. There you go. There you go. See how the finger's going to lag? As she's pulling back, the finger's going to stretch out. Just a very relaxed kind of finger pose. See what's going on there. A little bit further, and then I may actually pull this back a little bit here. Like that. Let's see. Now it's kind of hitting right there. You see how it kind of goes into that rotation, just kind of comes to a dead stop. And smooth that by going like that. Actually, that might still be too much on this guy. And that's still kind of hitting right there. Yeah, that's smoother. There we go. I like that. Alright, let's give some life to the thumb. 6. Alright, she's pulling the hand away, so I'm gonna like let the thumb come out. Ooh, maybe not that much. A little bit, and then 13 really goes out, and then 20 is gonna start to come back, and then tuck a little bit more on that one. Cool. I think that'll work. All right. And let me smooth out the curves. Always clean your curves. Like that. Looks good. Yep. Yeah, I think I can live with that one. Alright. We will consider her pretty much done, so let me get her selected. Yep. File. Export selection. Taunting. Yeah, I haven't exported the other ones either, so I gotta do that still. Idle. Should be good. Alright, I think I already have her loaded up as a base object. Let me come out of 2D mode so I can start playing with this. Oh. Why do you not want to rotate? Okay, I'll switch. Alright, loading. Actually, I got all these loaded. I just need the animations, but I like to, rather than leave the entire character behind, sometimes I like to actually just break off the animation and just do it as like a Control D and kick it out, so it's like off to the side like that. But I guess I'll leave it. That's something I can clean up later, so I won't worry about right now. But what I really want to find is my high res. Here she is. Oh no, that's my controller. I got the high res. You know what? I think I'm actually gonna load in the idle as my base version. So I just, you can do one scene and just have them all, the animations embedded in that one scene, but I like doing them just piece by piece. So I load in just the base version and then just import the animations and attach it through the mechanim. So we go Volley Village. We go scenes, characters, Middle Ages, female warrior, and that was taunting. Export idle. There we go. And then, so this is the animation we just produced. So if we play this, we see there you go. Nice little float. Yep, that'll play. All right. So then we want to loop the time, and we're going to call this, because what I do is I make this generic. So any one of the characters I swap out, I can just play the same animation, so I call them by the same name. And if I was a good boy, that is true that all these, I'll apply that. Yeah, so taunting idle, taunting 1, 2, 3. So the nice thing is that when I call them in my scripts, it doesn't matter which character I'm referring to, because all the animation files are named the same. So that way I don't have to like change it up. I can always just call the same animation, and no matter which character, it'll always play the right one, which is a good thing. So let's go back. Taunting idle, that's what we'll call that. So we go to female, there it goes, idle. So then what I want to do is actually call this animation taunting idle, all one word. Let's see. Since this is my base model, what I like to do on this one is it traditionally brings in the normals and imports them, but I don't always trust it to do it correctly, so I go in and I override it, I hit calculate, and I say 89, and apply, and that smooths it a bit more. So that's good. Leave everything else for right now. The rig, I'm going to say it's humanoid. Create from this model because this is our base character. The other animations will be attached to her. Animation are we good? Oh yeah, I don't want to do this. Let's see, I always do original. Turn all these on, bake in a pose. Because I keep her in that same center position, it's not one of those things where I want the animation to drive her position. So I always do original. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Yes. Original. And then turn all those guys on. And then, of course, the green light means that it loops nicely, which means I didn't screw anything up on the Maya side, which is always a nice sign. All right. So then, did I draw it? No, I didn't. Okay, good. So now I have this. I'm just call this female warrior. I'm going to delete the idol, just make her the basic character name. So I'm going to drag her out here. Yeah, because I was thinking I might have to change the name, but that's not a big deal because I'm going to put together a prefab that'll have all the generic naming. It'll be like Villager 2. So this character name doesn't matter if it's different, but then the prefab one will be named correctly. So my scripts can find it no matter which character is trying to load. Alright, so do that. Oh, I gotta stop using my Logitech. I forgot. Unity doesn't work that way. Okay, so what we see now is like nothing set up yet, so we're going to take our animation controller, drag it over here. Why should fly? Oh, she went to the center. Okay. Oh, I have nothing there yet. So let me take taunting idle, start that, and we want that to loop, which it should be by default. Let me double check that. Yeah, it is looping, so that's good. Got a mystery area here. What is this? Yeah, that's just Unity goofing up. Okay. Oh, interesting. In order to call get transform, blah blah blah. Okay. Well, fine. I'll just go ahead and delete and start over. If you're gonna be a jerk about it. Throw her up here in the sky just so she's not like on top of the water. All right. Why is it doing that? Render update manager update all must be called first, but I'm not doing anything yet. I may close and restart if it's gonna be a jerk about this stuff. Let me just double check to make sure that I didn't do anything wrong in my settings here. No, that looks right. I think that is just okay, that's just Unity being obnoxious. So I'm gonna hit save my scene. Done. Alright, I'm just gonna restart. Close that for right now. Let's bring it back up. And that happens sometimes. I'm not